Welcome to this T49 replay on Fury Salient. I'm platooned up here with Black Gold Saw and we're both in the T49. This will actually be a double dose replay, or double dose video. It will have two replays of me playing the T49. Both of them are ace tanker matches and both of them were basically gained on the same evening. We were playing tier 9 light tanks this evening just to have a little bit of fun. I was trying to get my light tank mission done, which is the one to spot and damage 3 artillery, but that mission is pretty much impossible nowadays because the new matchmaker doesn't seem to put enough artillery in matches and people are simply not playing artillery. So you get this match with 3 artillery once every 100 battles or so it's really frustrating to try and get it done. And then I had a match where I could actually get it done where there were 3 arty and I was in a T49 and I didn't get it because this thing fires way too slow to actually do that mission. So yeah, I've given up on actively trying to get that mission and I was just having a little bit of fun in my lights. So see what we can actually spot here. I'm trying to see if I'm completely covered by all the bushes on all sides. That's really important, and this bush or this collection of bushes is actually a really powerful location on this map if you're trying to spot the hill and even spot the middle, because the bushes cover your tank on all sides. Front is covered by a bush and the left and the right is covered by a bush as well. So I spot this T110E3 and this 704. Snap a shot in him. I think that I'm actually spotted, but I'm not. I actually timed that pretty well and there doesn't seem to be anything else on this hill. So yeah, as I was saying, these bushes cover you from pretty much all sides, so you're completely invisible. This is a really nice location to do some spotting damage in, if you have a competent team that actually shoots the stuff you spot. So we get 615 on that object. This WZ tries to come in. Unfortunately my shot goes into the ground in front of him on the left, and unfortunately Black Gold Saw got taken out. He actually tried to get into the bush, I think on E1. I think that was what he was doing, and that sort of didn't work out because the enemy has way too many light tanks on that flank, it seems. I'm still spotted, or spotting. I'm not actually going to go aggressive yet. We're actually in front tanks wise, but the enemy has got the majority of tanks on the other flank and we only have 2. So I'm trying to get a shot into this WZ, doesn't work, and then this Batchat comes in. So I'm just staying static. He doesn't spot me. I get the spotting damage on the object 704 and I'm just slowly reloading. I am going to fire at this Batchat because he will most probably not spot me. Got some spotting damage on him, so I know that he's more on the left there. And I'm just waiting for him to get spotted. Because that guy needs to die. He's dangerous to me and to my whole team. Luckily someone tracks him. And I managed to take him out with a nice 521 damage shot. So we don't have any enemy spotters here anymore. Enemy RU-251 is pretty aggressive. He's almost in our base. R263 gets taken out by the enemy 263 who is on the road. And I can already see which way this match is going. So I'm staying here. I'm spotting the middle and I'll try to fire these guys. Got an okay shot in, 234 damage. But it's 234 damage that we will need to do. So yeah. I could try and go around on the left, but I've got a shot or a gun that shoots every 20 plus seconds. So if I run into more than one tank that isn't pretty much a one shot for me, I'm dead. So I'm just going to spot the middle. And there we see the M4 Rev. Trying to see if I can shot unfortunately potatoes. I instantly pull back out of reflex, but I don't actually get spotted. So I move back and now I got a choice. It's something that you have to keep in mind when playing the T49 with this gun. Look at my target prioritization with the following shots. There's a lot of tanks there. 2 of them are really easy to do a lot of damage to for this gun. but I'm not shooting them, because everyone can do easy damage on an Indian Panzer or an M4 Rev, but these kind of tanks, these heavies, this T49 and the Patriot, those are the guys that actually need taken out, because these guys are dangerous for my team. They're really tricky for others to take out, and the big advantage you have with the T49 HE gun is that you can do damage to even the most heavily armored targets, disregarding their armor in that sense. It will only be 300 damage, but it will be 300 damage more than most of my team will be able to do to them. So I'm not going for the engine deck of the Indian Panzer here. It is tempting. I just want to see that he's not going in front, so I don't actually hit him. And now I got spotted, and this is a little bit unfortunate. But obviously that 263 hasn't got anything better to do, doesn't have a full health Jagdtiger on his flank actually aiming at him. So he is actually aiming my way, which is a little bit unfortunate for me. He thinks I pulled back, so I should just spot him. Pull back behind the bush so I don't get spotted while shooting. But I don't need to actually shoot, I just need to spot him. So he gets taken out. Again, we aim. Now this Indian Panzer is in the shot. But the Patriot shows up. And this Patriot is more important, because he's got hull down and he's the most important target at this moment. So put a really nice 400 damage roll into his side and pull back, but I don't get spotted. Oh, I do get spotted, so a little bit shitty. Everyone's aiming at me, but the thing is, I cannot go anywhere else. I need to keep these guys spotted for the Jagdtiger and the M103 to be able to put shots in. And I'm telling the Jagdtiger to actually go in, because the RU is over there. The RU spotted me, so he's next to the little houses in the bushes most probably. I tell my Jagdtiger to go find the RU. And he doesn't seem inclined to do so, so I move back into this spotting position. Indian Panzer still full health. And I try to see if I can actually spot the Patriot again. RU takes out one of our RT, and there's the RU. I was waiting for this. He actually makes a mistake. And this now something I'm trying to see if I could get a shot in. If he goes to the right, he goes visible. I shoot, but I miss. And now I don't get spotted, so that's good. I do get some spotting damage on this Indian Panzer, and I decide to actually go for the RU now, because if that RU is left to roam around, that Jagdtiger will die and we will lose this match. And this is something I noticed while playing this map now. They changed it. They changed it in randoms. You can't go up here anymore. I thought you could, but the map in skirmishes and strongholds still has this ramp over there where you can actually go up. But the one in randoms for some reason doesn't anymore, which is really, really frustrating. And this little hill that's here in randoms isn't there in skirmishes or clan wars either, so pay attention to that. Don't try and get behind this little ridge in clan wars and skirmishes, because it's not on that map in that mode. For some reason Wargaming has two different maps, or two different variations of this map in rotation, which is a little bit frustrating. I thought I could go up there on the right, but I couldn't, so in the end I had to go the long way around. I tell the M103 to actually start moving. The Indian Panzer fell back, and that's the right thing for him to do. He needs to spot for his arty, and I'm just waiting for the M103 to come in. He hasn't got much health, the M103, but he has a bigger chance of bouncing a shot than I do, and I've got 300 HP remaining. One shot from the Indian Panzer will basically put me in a one-shot range for everyone, and a splash radius for the RT as well. So I'm just patiently waiting. I'm not going to do anything. My Jagdtiger is just herp-derping around. M103 is moving in, so yeah, it's a little bit of a liu in the battle, but we're up to 3k damage and 4.5k spotting, so not too shabby actually for the T49. It's quite a nice combined total, but we still have to win this match. M103 is almost there, and I decide to reload a heat shell. And this is really important. The reason why I do this is because that Indian Panzer is on 560 health. My HE most likely will not kill him. I hear the arty fire and I decide now is time to go, because the arty just fired, so the Indian Panzer is completely without backup this moment. So it is the time now to go in, because the longer I wait, the earlier the arty will be reloaded. And here comes another really important thing in the T49. I go over this ridge, see the Indian Panzer, he spots me, I wait as long as possible and I put the shot in. I would have fired there all the time, because you need to just take your shot and not take damage. So I swerve because there are still arty in play and try to go up, and of course tomato arty still hits me. And this is a little bit frustrating because I could have actually gotten another kill, but yeah. RT very good for the game, especially very good since they actually increased the accuracy and the aim time and the splash radius. So yeah, I got a little bit salty with this, but kind of understandable. But luckily my team managed to carry the match further. So yeah, let's take a look at the results of this match and then go into the next one. So here we go, ace tanker and patrol duty for this little nice match on Very Salient. We managed to do 3.5k damage ourselves for a total of 1323 base XP. We also got 4686 spotting damage, which really helped out our team. All in all, our team, especially these guys, all of them didn't do much. But in the end we were able to pull it off against pretty hefty odds actually. These guys didn't play bad and they did quite a lot of damage. This RU actually, I think, made the mistake of not trying to go for me. I think if he had gone for me instead of the Yak Tiger, he might have actually pulled this one off. But luckily he didn't, and we managed to win. So fired 13 shots, hit 9, penetrated 9 as well. Or well, penetrations, HE, not really penetrations, but still, doesn't matter. And because we were firing HE, ammo cost was pretty damn low and we were able to actually make quite a lot of credit. So yeah, let's go to the other replay. Welcome to the second T49 match in this video. I'm still platooned up with Black Gold Saw and we're here on El Halouf. And this match was a little bit funky because halfway through the match I really honestly thought we were going to lose this. But we did manage to pull it off in the end. So at the start we're going to the standard spot C2. That is where all fast tanks should go, so they can actually get a shot off on the enemy before retreating or staying, depending on what the situation requires. So I'm actually going there. Black Gold Saw is actually going to the middle to do some spotting there and try to spot guys crossing so friendlies can actually shoot them, while I set up a nice ambush here. I actually got spotting on the leopard, what the fuck. So Black managed to do 500 damage I think on the side of the leopard, and I'm just I'm waiting here to see who shows up. And the first candidate is the Skoda. So we put quite a nice shot for 300 in him. And the reason, by the way, why I also thought we were going to lose this is look at the matchup. They've got two IS-4s, Yak Panzer E100, T110E4, Conquerors, Mausians, and what have we got? Two paper mediums, a Foch, and a T110E4. I mean, the Wargaming actually said in some of their more recent news that in the future patches they'll actually be balancing super heavies and all the other stuff to each other, and I can't wait for that to happen, because in a lot of situations it's almost as if the matchmaker decides beforehand how your match is going to end. One team getting all the super heavies on maps like Ensk or Himmelsdorf, or one team getting all the fast mediums and light tanks on open maps like Camp Enovka. That's just imbalance in the matchmaker that already sets one team massively behind. Meanwhile, talking about massively behind, their super heavies for some reason are not inclined to actually push, even though there's not many of our tanks here. which gives us actually some room to work with, which is nice. I managed to do 1000 damage and 1000 spotting so far. I'm waiting to be reloaded. And I just move up again, see what I can hit. Skoda decides to peek, and my really nice herp gun decides to actually shoot the mountain instead of the tank I was aiming at. So a little bit unfortunate, we lose out on a kill there. And basically the whole situation of this match is getting slowed down, because I'm actually trying to get these guys out of the way. Skoda T50 pokes out with his engine deck, because that's always the best thing to do in a tier 9 medium. I mean, it's not like you've played, what, hundreds of battles to get experience in how to play tanks properly. No, you need to poke out with your engine deck. So now I'm just looking at which tanker can actually get a shot. This IS-4 seems the obvious candidate, but he magically has gun depression there, so I can't actually poke out. Tricky situation. I really want to get a shot in, but the enemy team is very aggressive here as well now. So, yeah, waiting for this IS-4. I decide to snap a shot in the front of his turret. And now it's actually time for me as the light tank to vacate this flank before it's too late. And at this point I thought, okay, screw it. There's a very good chance that we'll lose this. So yeah, I'm trying to just get some more damage in. And I try to get a second angle on these guys that are pushing the hill. You can't actually go on this little hill anymore, which is really frustrating, because that is the ideal position to fire from. I'm trying to get sort of the same angle on these guys, but I have to push myself into the middle of the field so much to get these shots. I mean, this hill behind me wasn't that overpowered that it warrants being removed. I mean, and the funny thing is they removed the hill on this side, and then the other side there, that hill you can still actually get on. So just one base got royally screwed by Wargaming's map balancing department again. They said they fixed climbs on maps, and what they did was actually fix the climbs that weren't an issue and let the climbs in that were actually a massive problem. It's so bad. I mean, how can a game company be so bad at doing stuff? This T30 here is standing in the open with his 49 HP. So we take care of him. And I'm trying to make sure that black can pull back safely here. I need to get a little bit more range here, but I still need to be able to put shots in. And now this IS-4 here, I'm hoping that the E75 doesn't actually push him forward. I mean, 13 damage in that shot. I mean, if you're in this situation like this E75, for God's sake, don't press W and just block the shots for all your allies. That's the worst thing you can do. You will not get any backup that way if you just block the shots for everyone. So I had to take that shot. He was going to die anyway, so might as well. Tried to do a shot on this Jagdpanzer E100, and he of course magically stops just before I pull the trigger. And now we've got one Jagdtiger and one Stridswagen to actually back me up. And I thought that the enemy would push this flank aggressively anymore, but they seem to be completely uninterested to actually push here. Now it's just the IS-4 and the rest just goes into the middle of the field like idiots. So yeah, T10 here. We just take our time aiming because this needs to count. And when you take into account the shell velocity, this gun, you can actually snipe with it, and being HE, you can hit anywhere on the tank and do pretty much the same amount of damage. If I were to fire a heat here, it would be a lot more tricky to actually pen, but HE doesn't really matter. Now this T10 herpaderps in the middle of the field turns around. We take him out. And just like that, the enemy team that was doing a very strong push actually completely fails, because they saw one batch head in the middle and thought, ooh, kill, and all went to the left instead of actually pushing the flank that they could push, and they lost. So tip to everyone, heavies, stay on your flank and ignore the easy damage, go for the actual important target. So Jagdpanzer E100, 16 damage on his side here because HE and is good, and the T49 is completely overpowered with this gun according to some people, but it's really not. So yeah, managed to take that guy out, and now the only thing that's left is an STRV on the enemy team. I'm telling the 1-to-1, sorry, a little bit tired. I'm telling the 1-to-1 on my team to actually not push. He's a one shot for that guy. I've got full health. So I say let me spot him, let me just take a shot and then you can do your damage. And he says affirmative. It's nice to when people listen, he doesn't actually stop. But the SCRV is going somewhere else. I spot him, he spots me, and I just set up the chase. I mean, as long as that guy doesn't actually go into siege mode, he will have a very hard time taking me out. I take a shortcut through the cap here. I fake going to the right, and then I go to the left side because I want to intercept him. I don't know, he doesn't show up here, but he's actually over there, so I don't fire because there's no need for me to fire. He fires into the ground behind me, but he keeps chasing me. So yeah, I try to get a side here, snap a shot in, and keep driving. And now our STRV is coming to my rescue. I'm almost out of HE here. I think of going around, but the STRV has stopped going after me. He's actually going for the enemy STRV. I see him doing this, and then I think, ooh, nice, I can flip this guy. So I put him on his side, reload for the kill, and shoot him in his belly. So yeah, let's take a look at the results. So here's the results of that match on El Haluf. We only got an ace tanker, but that doesn't really matter. We managed to get 1267 base XP for 3k damage. All in all, the team actually did quite well. And we also managed to do 2.7k spotting, so that's nearly 6k combined. We made a good profit because obviously we're shooting HE, so you make a lot of money in this tank, even at tier 9. I mean, it's a really nice tank to play, also for money making. Yeah. I hope you did enjoy this double dose of T49 replay and gameplay. If you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.